1,000-pound sisters. I'm convinced that Tammy Slaton's threats to leave Kentucky will get the show cancelled. 1,000-pound sisters star Tammy Slaton has been threatening to leave Kentucky, and I worry that her potential move to another state will get the show cancelled. The beloved unscripted show, which premiered in 2020, has always filmed in Kentucky, where producers benefit from generous tax rebates that the state offers to film and television productions. If Tammy ends up leaving Kentucky, I think the show would get cancelled, because she's arguably the show's biggest star. The unscripted series chronicles the weight loss journeys of 38-year-old Tammy and her sister, 37-year-old Amy Slaton. The 1,000-pound sisters season 6 stars have lost a significant amount of weight since making their television debuts, and so have several of their siblings. Though the family dynamic is a big draw, the series probably couldn't exist without Tammy or Amy. I didn't fret much the first time Tammy threatened to leave Kentucky, but now that she's brought it up repeatedly, I'm getting nervous about the future of the show. Why Tammy wants to leave? The Slatons are a handful. The Slatons are a very close-knit family, and their unique family dynamic is one of my favorite things about the show. The Slatons are together all the time, and, during 1,000-pound sisters season 6, it really started to grate on Tammy's nerves. Since making her 2020 television debut, Tammy has had bariatric surgery and lost a stunning 500 pounds. She went from weighing over 700 pounds to weighing over 200 pounds, so her life has changed completely. It wasn't just about looks, either. Losing that much weight was a completely transformational experience that changed Tammy on every level. For losing weight, Tammy had limited mobility, so she needed constant help from her family. Now that she has her mobility, she's capable of taking care of herself, so she's yearning for a more independent lifestyle. I can understand why Tammy wants some distance from her family, but I wish she'd consider a vacation instead of threatening to leave Kentucky. As a fan of 1,000-pound sisters, I don't want to see the show get cancelled. Aside from being deeply entertaining, the show has inspired so many people to pursue their own weight loss goals. The show films in Kentucky, the bluegrass state. Since 1,000-pound sisters premiered in 2020, it has been filmed in Kentucky, where the Slatons live. If Tammy leaves Kentucky, it's possible that she could still come to town just to film the show, but that would be an unsustainable solution to the problem. Especially considering the fact that Tammy has resisted learning to drive. As much as I hate to admit it, if Tammy ends up leaving Kentucky, it's only a matter of time before 1,000-pound sisters gets cancelled. Tammy's not ready to be independent. Lots of work to do. After Tammy had bariatric surgery and lost 500 pounds, she regained much of her mobility. She no longer needs help with basic daily chores like bathing and cleaning her house. I can understand why Tammy wants to flex her independence, but I really don't think she's ready to be on her own. The fact that she still refuses to learn to drive is a big part of the problem. Before she lost weight, she couldn't even fit in a regular car seat, let alone the driver's seat, so she never learned to drive. She had to be driven around in a specialty van with the middle seat ripped out so she could sit on the floor. Due to her size, Tammy couldn't even wear a seat belt, so it wasn't even safe for her to travel around that way. Now that Tammy can easily fit into the driver's seat of any car, I would have thought she'd jump at the chance to learn to drive, but I was wrong. These days, the burden of driving Tammy around falls mostly on her brother, 44-year-old Chris Combs. He has repeatedly tried to teach Tammy how to drive, but the 1,000-pound sisters star continues to refuse to learn. Tammy will never be truly independent until she can drive herself around, and I wish she'd stop with her idle threats to leave Kentucky. 1,000-pound sisters, Tammy Slaton's family grievances explained. Why she's so angry at Amanda Halterman. Chris Combs and Misty Wentworth 1000-Pound Sisters Season 6 star Tammy Slaton has always butted heads with other members of the Slaton family. But her recent issues with Amanda Halterman, Chris Combs, and Misty Wentworth have hit a fever pitch. The show chronicles the weight loss journeys of 38-year-old Tammy and her 37-year-old sister Amy Slaton. And their other three siblings are always at their sisters' sides. The Slaton family tree is complicated, so Amy and Tammy didn't grow up in the same house as Amanda, Chris, and Misty. They make up for it by spending all their time together as adults. The Slatons grew up in Indiana, but the five close-knit siblings now live in Kentucky. The 1000-Pound Sisters Season 6 stars have all achieved incredible weight loss milestones over the years, with each of them going under the knife and receiving bariatric surgery. The siblings have supported each other throughout the whole process, and their family dynamics may be the best thing about the unscripted series. Like any close-knit family, the Slatons often butt heads, especially when the hot-headed Tammy and Amanda are in the picture. Read on to learn more about Tammy's beef with Amanda, Chris, and Misty. Tammy's incredible transformation checking into rehab changed her life, while all the Slaton siblings have gone on incredible weight loss journeys. When 1000-Pound Sisters premiered, Tammy weighed 600 pounds. Some have been less linear than others. Despite severely limited mobility and subpar quality of life, Tammy couldn't commit to a diet. At her heaviest, Tammy weighed a shocking 725 pounds. In fact, she only seemed to gain weight. Still, Tammy continued to live dangerously, eating with abandon, drinking and partying all the time. Everyone almost gave up on Tammy, including Tammy herself. Everything changed when Tammy fell ill. After being rushed to the hospital, Tammy had to be placed in a medically induced coma. It was the only way to save her life. When Tammy woke up, she was finally scared enough to do something about her weight and her failing health. The 1000-Pound Sisters Season 6 star checked herself into a weight loss rehabilitation facility. After treating her food addiction, Tammy had bariatric surgery and lost a stunning 500 pounds. Tammy Amanda's drama explained, "She's dead to me. When Tammy got out of rehab, she needed a place to live. The house she had been living in was broken into while she was away in rehab, and all her things had been stolen. She moved into a house owned by her sister, Amanda, which caused problems. Tammy was basically starting her new life from scratch." Tammy accuses Amanda of being a bad landlord who refuses to make necessary repairs in a timely manner. The simmering tensions between Tammy and Amanda finally boiled over during 1000-Pound Sisters Season 6. A Slaton family meeting about their weight loss journeys abruptly ended when Amanda threw Tammy out of her house. Tammy stormed out, proclaiming that Amanda was forever dead to her. Though some of the Slatons have terrible tempers, they don't hold grudges against each other. Tammy and Amanda have made up since then, but they should never live together again. Why Tammy's mad at Chris. Misty. Two feelings of abandonment. Tammy's ire wasn't solely against Amanda. After Tammy's big fight with Amanda during 1000-Pound Sisters Season 6, Tammy confessed to Amy that she was angry at Chris and Misty too. She complained that Chris and Misty hadn't really been there for her since she got back from the rehabilitation facility. She said that Misty used to call her every day when she was in rehab, but the calls stopped once Tammy was back home. With the season still in full swing, it remains to be seen how Tammy will deal with her family grievances.